Good morning, students. Welcome to the last and the final video lecture on apiary, that is about the application of the apiculture. And before passing to this applications of the apiculture, I would like to say some of the general precautions that has to be taken or to ensure the health of the honeybees. The first and the foremost important thing that a beekeeper has to keep in mind is that always keep the hive in a clean condition. The second one, it is actively and the health of the bees should be monitored. Activity and the health of the bees should be monitored regularly to keep the attack of any diseases. The third one is suitable preventive and the control measures should be taken up timely to prevent the further spread of the disease and the pest. So these are the 3 points that a beekeeper should be kept in mind to get the maximum yield from this hive. So when we pass on to the applications, we can just say that applications of apiculture or the economic uses of the bee products. The honey bees are one of the most important beneficial insects to the human, and ever since of recognition of their utility, the man began to increasingly exploit their useful products. And in the beginning, the products were collected and consumed locally, but subsequently a shift to the commercial exploitation and domestication of the bees occurred, and that necessitated the evolving new marketing strategies. And today, the bulk of the honeybee products comes from the commercial beekeepers, and the beekeeping industry provides a means of livelihood for the many people in rural areas. And let's discuss about the different products that are available from this apiary, or we can say these are the bee products. And the first and foremost important, it is a honey that we usually collect from the hive. And as we have discussed about the bee pasturage and all, this honey are produced from the nectar plants. The honey is produced from the nectar plants and primarily from the flowers and also the extrafloral nectaries. Extrafloral nectaries, for example, a small amount of sap is also taken, that is a floral sap is also taken, and most often a dilute solution of the sucrose. Then essentially the bees do two things, that is a they just dehydrate the contents, and also the enzymatic inversion of the sucrose to the glucose and fructose. They convert the sucrose which is present in the nectar into the glucose and fructose. So this is the component of a honey. Then a saturated solution, usually the honey, it is a saturated solution of carbohydrate with 17% of water, 82.5% of sugar, and the sugar in the sense of all the sugars, most sugars, that is the fructose about 38%, glucose about 31%, maltose about 7%, sucrose about 1.5%, and the other components about the 6%, and 0.5% of protein, minerals, and vitamins are also present in this honey. And this is a structure that you need not bother about the structure and all. You just study the components. That is, it contains 17% of water. That is, honey contains 17% of water and all the basic components, sugar components, and also the proteins, minerals, and vitamins. The raw material for the honey, it is the sweet liquid, that is a nectar, which is secreted by the nectaries of plants. This nectar is sucked by the worker bees and it is brought to the hive in the honey sacs. The field bees transfer and they load the house bees nectar collected to the house bees, and they in turn place the unripe honey in the comb cells. And further ripening of this unripe honey takes place in the comb. The complex sugars are converted into the simple sugar enzymes, and is also reduced. The moisture content is reduced. The ripe honey is sealed, and it is, you have seen the comb in the previous lecture. We have seen the comb, and after the complete dehydration is done, the comb will be sealed, or the cell will be sealed. The human exploit the beehives and extract this honey with the honey extractor. We have seen the honey extractor also. Then about the nutrient profile, we have seen this is a nutrient profile. This is a nutrient profile. It not only contains the water and the sugar, but also the protein, minerals, and the vitamins is also present. Then the other a small amount of the pollen is also present. The honey as a several other uses are also there. It is taken as when we pass on to the importance of honey. In the first lecture we have discussed the importance of honey. It has a medicinal property. It is used as a laxative. It is used as a blood purifier. It is can be used against a cold, cough, and the fever, and as a curative for the sores and ulcers of the tongue, sore throat, and burns. And under certain circumstances, it has proved that it can be used even by the diabetic patients. And the honey has several other uses also. It can be used. It can be added with alcoholic drinks, with vinegar and wine. Can be used for the skin and the beauty lotion, for stimulating the milk yield of the dairy cows, for increases the stamina of the race horses, and as an ingredient in the cigarette and the chewing tobacco. So a lot applications are there for this honey. And this honey, there are the different methods by which, or the different tests by which we can check the purity of the honey. The first, it is a thumb test. It is very simple. If you just place a drop of honey on the thumb, if it is stick to the thumb, then as a drop, then it is a pure honey, and if it is flows from the thumb, then it is a impure honey. Then there is a water test. A water test is that if you just add a spoon of honey into a bowl of water, then if it is sink to the bottom, then it is a pure honey, and if it is get dissolved in the water, then it is impure honey. Then about the flame test, you can just dip a matchstick in this honey, which has to be test for its purity, and you just keep for some time, and if you just do the lightning, and if this does not and if you just burn that matchstick, and if it is not burning, that means it is impure. It is mixed with water or some other component, and if it is pure, it will just burn very fast. Then there is a vinegar test is there, and then there is a heat test is there, then there is an aniline chlorine test. These all tests are used, but mainly you just understand about the first three tests. It is very simple to do, and you can just refer for these other three tests. Then the next important product, it is a bee wax. It is produced from the 4 pairs of the subdermal glands on the underside of the abdomen of the worker bees. You can see here the abdomen. These are the flakes of wax that is produced by the worker bees, and when the bee is about the 10 to 18 days old, it starts producing and produces small translucent flakes like this, and the precursor, it is a honey and the nectar. The wax, it is prepared from the honey and the nectar. These bee wax are used in the cosmetics industry, in the candle industry, and for the beekeeping, for the foundation, for the bee comb foundation. This wax can be used. Okay, that's a second byproduct of apiary, that is a bee wax, and various other uses are also there. The wax contains about the 12% of paraffin, 72% of esters, and 13% of the free long chain acids. Then next, it is about the royal jelly, the glandular secretion of the younger worker bee produced by the hypopharyngeal in the head is used as a food for the larval bees. That is a royal jelly. The royal jelly is produced by the worker bee, and it is fed to the larval bees, and it consists of digested honey, pollen, and mixed with the glandular secretion. This is a picture of a royal jelly, and commercially it is available. and it has a lot of medicinal value. And the when we pass on to the composition, it is about the 50 to 60% of water, 14 to 80% of protein. It contains carbohydrate, lipids, and the mineral. About 1.5% of the mineral, salts, and vitamins are also present. And this royal jelly, it is, as you can see, it is a white and viscous jelly-like substance secreted by the hypopharyngeal and the mandibular gland of the worker bee. And it is also called as a superfood. It is consumed by only the queen bee, or it is fed to the honey bee larva, which is destined to become a queen. And many pharmacological activities such as antibacterial, anti-tumor, anti-allergy, anti-inflammatory, and immunomodulatory effects are also contributed by this royal jelly. So it is widely used as a dietary nutritional complex to support the combat various chronic health conditions. It is also used as a dietary supplement. That's all about the royal jelly. It's very important. Then about the bee venom. The bee venom, it is used in the apitherapy. Apitherapy is also called as a bee therapy. It is a treatment with bees and the bee product, and it has an ancient origin. The first non-prescription using the honey was written on a clay tablet found in BC time. Okay, that much old is apitherapy, and there are records from the ancient Egypt and the ancient China, ancient India, of using the honey in treating the wounds. And the honeybee venom, it is a transparent liquid that dries up easily when at the room temperature, and it is odorless. The honeybee venom is soluble in water, and it is insoluble in alcohol. And bee venom, it is used for the preparation of apis tincture in homeopathic treatment of arthritis and allied pains of joints. Its mixture contains proteins and peptides. These bee venoms are used in a variety of neurological disorders. It consists of proteins and peptides, melittin, then phospholipase A hyaluronidase acid, then phosphatase, and the histamine is also present. So histamine is a type of amino acid, is also present. Okay, so this is a constituents of bee venom. Then the venom therapy is also claimed beneficial for the release of the pain from tandem injuries, repetitive strain injuries, and other muscle injuries. So bee venom is very important in the medical field. Next is Propolis. It is also called as a bee glue. It is a third and the most important component of the bee product, and it is a derived word from it is a Greek word. Pro means that is a foe defense, and polis means it is a city, and it composed of resins, wax, essential oils, pollen, and other organic compounds. And it is derived it is used for sealing the holes and the cracks and for the reconstruction of the beehive, and it possesses a pleasant smell and generally becomes soft and sticky when heating. Propolis and its extracts can be used in the treatment of various diseases such as antiseptic, anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, antibacterial, antifungal, anti-cancer, and immunomodulatory properties. So it also has a medicinal properties. And the next one, it is about the pollen, that is the plant male gametophyte, a reproductive structure that carries a sperm, that is a primary food substance for the bees, and is directly used as a food for the older larva, and indirectly it is used as a precursor for the royal jelly. And so it's one of the component of this honey pollen. And the last, it is about the agencies that support the apiculture. These are the different boards, that is Akadi Village Industries Commission is there, the Central Bee Research and the Training Institute is there. There is a coordinated project under honey bee and the pollinators. There are the state agricultural universities, Horticorp, the Natural Bee Board is there, from where we can just get all the guidances from about the apiary, and also you can just collect the honey bee colonies also from these agencies. That's all in video lecture. And if you're having any doubt, you can just post the questions. Thank